I liked the word salty because it invites that question in. Why do we do what we do? And why do we believe what we believe? And if we are created by God to be salt and light, then why are we not the most powerful agent of change in the world? So I just remember sitting in my church feeling so tired and so discouraged. And so I was wondering, what makes me any different from anyone else? And that journey led me to a greater understanding of who God is and a better adventure.
And I wanted to go back to something you said, because I want to obviously discuss this process that you went through, this deconstruction, and as I said to you earlier, deconstruction and reconstruction, rebuilding process of your spiritual life. But you were talking about this whole notion of quid pro quo. I called it transactional, a transactional relationship. If you will do this, I will do that. And that's not what it's about.
No.
But it seems to me that can be something very easy to slip into if one is not careful.
Yes, and I think if you'd asked me, I would say definitely that was not the relationship I had with God. But when something goes wrong and my knee-jerk reaction was anger at God and the feeling that's not fair. Well, if you explored that feeling, why am I thinking that this is not fair? Why am I angry with God right now? That's what gave me the ability to go deeper and to see how I had built a paradigm of faith based on God does his job, I do my job. And that was, if you'd asked me if my faith was lukewarm, I would have categorically denied it. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the process, the journey that you embarked upon as you had this realization that something's not right.
Well, I was working in a hospital at the time, and I remember having a little moment where somebody had just said something about a Bible verse pin, and I remember thinking, that's all I am really, is a nice little Bible verse decoration. And so I had decided that, you know what, that's it. I don't know if God is real anymore, but I'm tired of living this Christian life and not really experiencing him. And that's what he was waiting for. And in that moment, in that little just sliver of time in this big rolling ball of eternity, I felt a real God who really loves me reach back for me. And so it was just that moment moving forward. I read every Bible verse as in, how am I supposed to apply this in the next 24 hours? And I go, okay, God, why is this in here? What do you want me to know? How do you want me to live based on what I've read this morning? And in that slow method, transformation is possible. To wake up something that you weren't yesterday, that is my goal.
Well, in this book, no doubt you relate some of these things that God taught you in the process. And there obviously, it sounds like to me, there's been a deep work that has occurred. So how would you summarize or characterize the work of God in your life in this rebuilding process?
Well, I think sometimes God uses a flash of light on a road to change your direction, and sometimes he uses the card catalog method, which is very slow and very purposeful, a daily surrendering of myself. And so the book is the journey of how it is that you experience God's word in real time. And I just remember one time, we were reading through the Beatitudes, and I'm like, I don't know how to apply these. And he said, okay, at the next staff meeting, you need to wait for others to ask for your opinion. And I was like, no. I mean, I could do that at church maybe, but not at work. These people need me, Lord. And so these assignments that he gave me over and over again, that was this slow process of this magic happens where you can interact with an eternal God in this moment. And that's when people started noticing that I was a different person. And I think it's the feedback that you receive from others that really enlightens you that you have actually become a new creation.